On Legion here playing more RuneScape Dragonwilds. Welcome to our Daily Gaming XP Run, episode 69. So a couple days ago, if you guys haven't already seen it, there was an update basically about what range is going to look like. So it looks like they've got lots of unique things they're going to be adding with range. Doesn't look like there's going to be any new monsters, but they do talk about what the futures are going to look like for the game and different things they're going to want to add with range. I think they're on the right track, and it just goes to show that we're in good hands with the developers. So I haven't done really an XP update so far in this video, as because the update on what range is going to look like is rather exciting. And if the bullet points I could sort of stay out is you're going to need flax, you're going to need bronze bars, things like that to make different things for your crossbows. So now is a great time to get started on that. You're going to need a lot of different resources to prepare for it. And it's also cool because they'll talk about potentially being able to poison arrows eventually once Quorum comes into the game. It seemed like that's what they were stating. And so obviously that's going to be really exciting to be able to add poison to our weapons. But obviously wood and flax was something that they mentioned. So I'm quite sure that you're going to need a little bit of ash logs and a little bit of flax. And then also oak logs. And then moving further into the game, as they release more content for the range skill, I'm sure it will just progress, needing each type of log and then adding flax to it. They're going to be adding a fletching station, which looks really cool, and different things like that. So if you're perhaps bored in the game and you don't really know what to do, but you still want to play the game, you could get ready for this update. So that would just basically look like collecting resources, getting ready for that. It looks like the crossbow is going to be one-handed, and you're going to be able to wield a shield or potentially a torch. They talk a bit about trick shots that you're going to be able to do with the crossbow, and potentially even being able to retrieve some of your arrows upon attacking. So ultimately, there's probably lots that I didn't really talk about regarding the update that's going to be coming to the game, but that's okay. You guys should definitely go take a look at that. So what we're doing right now is sort of collecting a little bit of flax. I think we already have about 200 inside of our warehouse, but why not grab a little bit more, as that's what we like to do, is hoard resources. So we're obviously collecting a lot of different things as well for cooking, and this is just something we do all the time because we're never going to have enough. These are just things I've dropped long ago on the ground, and 20 cabbage from a long time ago, and I was probably a noob just starting out in the game, and I just sort of left it on the ground because I didn't really quite know what I was going to need, and my progression in the game slowly changed over time. So it was just basically like, what do I need to do right now? And I don't need all this in my inventory. It would be kind of cool to go back eventually and pick up everything that I left over on the ground in the game, but I don't really know where I left everything. It's going to be very tricky to do that. So I don't think I really necessarily worried about it, and I think that I pretty much got everything I need at my base, so I don't really need to go and do anything too crazy in regards to that. But we are just sort of collecting things right now for cooking. I'm going to grab this. It doesn't even look like I have all the necessary things to grab it, so we're not going to grab that oak log. Not that we actually even need it, because we've got so much sort of stash in our personal chests inside of our warehouse. So ultimately, it's just the grind. That's what it is. I see that a lot of people like to check out my videos. We appreciate that, and we appreciate you guys just sort of giving us your time, and then also seeing where we're at in our progression in the game. Hopefully you guys are progressing quite nicely in the game as well. Obviously, I want everyone to enjoy their time in RuneScape Dragonwilds, and there's just so many cool updates. And I mean, I think they put quite a bit into range already from what we currently see. So it's just going to be quite exciting to see what else they might actually put into there, and what else other capabilities they have that will go into future updates. And I think it's quite exciting. And I don't know. I mean, I feel like maybe no new creatures, but at the same time, I think it's going to keep new players as well as existing players quite busy to actually get everything together to just sort of get those things that they want to try out. And I think it's going to be quite cool. So lots of new stuff coming for new and existing players. I think that obviously it would be fun to try out the new ranged attack styles with the creatures in the game that are currently here. And then obviously I've talked quite a bit about the mechanics that might come with new creatures. Maybe not so much the animals that they add to the game, but definitely creatures, like something more like the skeletons they plan to add to the game. I think that it's going to be quite cool to have to use these new ranged weapons and skills and trick shots to sort of wipe these creatures out. and obviously they're going to have a lot of different mechanics. So I think it's going to be really interesting to watch the combat develop and sort of unravel for us all. So I think that's going to be quite exciting, and I'm excited to see what it looks like. But right now we're just sort of gathering more materials. Not sure if you were able to hear a little bit ago in the video, we had our dog sort of barking, and sometimes that just happens and it's unfortunate, but there's really not much you can do. So you just got to sort of go with it, and sometimes our environment that we're sort of surrounded by is a little bit unpredictable, and there's not much you can really do about that. But I think we're actually gathering quite a bit of materials in this episode. Maybe not all the flax we would have liked to gather, but since we had already been collecting flax prior to this, because obviously it's sort of done something to me mentally, and now whenever I see flax on the ground, I sort of feel compelled to just sort of grab all of it. I've been a little bit better about it recently, and that's really just because I've been more focused on cooking. I mean, if you were to essentially spend an entire day just collecting cooking resources, whether that's strawberries, cabbages, red berries, you would get yourself quite a significant amount of cooking XP. Obviously, it can be a little bit tedious, but those of you who grind in a game, you know what it's about. It's basically about putting your head down and ultimately just grinding for the greater good. So, I do wish they had leaderboards to the game. I'm actually curious where I stand. Obviously, I've got quite a bit of XP in certain skills, and then I sort of stopped playing the game as much as I used to. So I'm sure that some people have already caught up. I'm not sure how many people are treating this as sort of a grindy game, but I know that some people are, because it's just something of a characteristic that some people sort of just take on, which I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's actually really cool, and it's quite an accomplishment. I wonder if there's anybody in the game right now trying to go for the, was it 200 million XP? I think that's the max. That would be crazy if someone sort of popped out and they were like, I've got 200 million or 100 million, whatever it is. So that would be quite interesting to see if anybody has actually achieved that yet. I think that would be really cool. Not sure if anybody's done it yet, but I know people do things like that. It's sort of just pretty normal for games like this, or for RuneScape in general. It's quite a big deal. But ultimately, we are going to keep collecting resources for cooking. It's really actually quite nice. It's not got that sort of... Obviously, I played RuneScape for like, I want to say up to 20 years. So essentially, I know the grind of where you sit in front of a building and you're sort of just chopping wood in this area over and over, and there's no real difference. So I think this at least provides a little bit of, you can run around and do the things you want to do in the game while you're grinding, and don't necessarily have to be sort of stuck to one little area. I think this provides a lot of opportunity to sort of freely roam around the game and explore. It's just, I guess the scenery changing helps a little bit with the endless grind. So it's actually quite, I guess, soothing, rather than just having to be in the same situation. Sorry about this cough, it's crazy. I know I'm not getting sick. I guess just, it's really hot outside. I'm not sure where you guys are from in the world, but it's been like 105 degrees every single day out here. It's actually horrible. So our power went out this morning for a short time, and it's just, you wake up and you're like dying. I'm not literally, but you're just, it's so hot. But it's just sort of running around in circles here, and we're back at the main start. I don't really like this area where you first start. It's actually a little bit bland, and I wish there was sort of more going on. I don't like have quite that many lodestones out here, because there's not a lot going on, so we don't really need to put a lot. But we do have our essence, which we're eventually going to have to get back to that as well. You can see I spent quite a bit of time here as a noob. There's just stuff all over the ground, and none of it's really important. Well, we've got a kebbit here, but we've got some chicken. We can pick that up, raw bird meat. But overall, we're going to go back, and then we are going to grab these red berries really quick first, and then accidentally click that. So let's go here. Let's go ahead and see what we've got from all that, like, running around. Whoops, clicked that wrong mistake again. So let's go ahead and see what we got. So we got quite a bit of red berries. I guess I thought we would have got a lot more than that. Let's go ahead and go to our storage chest, which is just right over here, and let's see how much flax we actually have. So it looks like we've got 205. So that's quite good. And this kind of gives you guys an idea of how much I've been gathering, because I really don't use those for cooking anymore, even though it gives a lot of XP. I don't really like to use my bird's nest. I've gone over that multiple times, why I don't like to do that. So if you're not sure why I don't, basically the hopes that bird seeds will basically be inside. So let's see. It looks like none of this is really going to go in here. We finally got a little bit to go. This one should be the coarse animal fur. This is something I don't do all the time, and this is how I get really disorganized. Basically, all my chests are organized, but I get lazy and I don't want to put it away. So these onions should actually be in here. And it's looking like it's about to get dark. So let's go ahead and pop all this stuff out. We're going to go ahead and cook all this, and then we're going to sleep and get a little bit of cooking XP. And then I don't think we really did much fighting, so I don't think it would make a lot of sense to really do an update on that. I actually want to get out of here really quick and just get a cooking potion, because I'm fairly certain, I don't even think I have any more cooking potions, so I'm going to have to make one, and I think I need cabbage for that. So let's go make a cooking potion. Almost positive it's going to be cabbage. There we go. So yeah, basically, lots to do in the game, but we're making quite a bit of a dent in the progression of our XP. I'm going to grab 2 cooking potions, because once I go to sleep, I'm going to have to reactivate another one. But we do got quite a bit we actually have to sort of swing by, so we're going to be getting XP as the day progresses. So I forgot to actually start it, and we just picked something up. So let's go ahead and pop that. I don't even know how we just got that rune crafting potion in our inventory. It's a little bit weird. So did I start those? I didn't put anything in there. Let's go ahead and do that. And yeah, I mean, you know, it's crazy. There's been so many times where I sort of second guess what's been going on in the game, and sort of, is this enough to keep going, and things like that. And ultimately, it is enough to keep going. I think that ultimately things will come to the game. It'll make it more exciting. Obviously, this is a crazy grind we're in for here, but I'm actually quite excited about it. And every time I see the progression that I have made, it just makes it feel all the more worth the while. Especially when I see how many, I guess, views I'm getting. People are still interested in the game quite a bit, which I'm actually really happy about it, because I want this game to be successful. And obviously that's going to take a player base that keeps interested and keeps coming back. So there's lots of reasons to be motivated about it. And we're just really excited. Oh my goodness. I don't even think it told me that I was just about to be annihilated. And there's so many of them. So let's just go ahead and switch to the whip. I feel like that's going to be a great way to do this. And we still got hit with that one, but I think we're going to be okay. There's still going to be a couple more. I don't think this is all of them. We're doing decent. We are getting hit a little bit, though. It's unfortunate. I'm out of energy. Taking more hits than I'd like to, that's for sure. So we've got to be careful here, because this guy could end us if we're not careful. Now, I do believe there's going to be a little bit more. They must be stuck somewhere. There should be a couple. Oh, anyway, we did our cooking potion. We're going to grab all this. But you can see we got quite a bit of cooking XP. And here come the rest of the bad guys. So basically, if you were to just spend the entire day getting cooking resources, you would put yourself in a really good position. I'm almost probably certain I'm going to die here. And the only reason I've got no energy, and there's more than one foe, and they all want me dead. So we're going to block this arrow, and then hopefully we can manage to come out of this alive. I don't know if we can do it. This is bad right now. It's really not good. I'm dead. Okay. Well, as you can see there, I mean, I don't know if it's based on how far your gear is developed or what it might be, but I think that's a little bit ridiculous. It's overwhelming. I mean, for a newer player, especially, even for me, I think that when you've got that many bad guys, I don't think the numbers were right. I actually think we got attacked by more than just the warband. So potentially they somehow aggroed more, because that didn't seem right. The number of them was ridiculous. But either way, we've got them now. You're going to die in a game. It's just sort of part of it. I don't know where that ranger went. Did he just sort of evaporate? But anyway, so we got quite a bit of cooking XP right there. Let's go ahead and put these in here, because we're being sort of lazy. We should have got a ridiculous... There they are right there. And we've got some steak. I don't really want to put the steak in there. It doesn't matter with that right now, though. I guess we will... I know another one of these got food in it. I don't remember which one. But we're going to put this stuff in here, because then we're actually going to be doing a little bit more work later. So let's go ahead and just drop all this in here. We'll worry about it later. And then we're going to go ahead and do an XP update, as that's important. So we've got 301,000 attack XP, 1,000,000 woodcutting XP, construction 2,009,000, runecrafting 579,000, magic 88,000, wood mining we've got 4,082,000, artisan 4,094,000, and cooking 236,000. So we're making strides when it comes to cooking. We're quite excited about it. What is it that I don't have in here to actually do this tree spell. It looks like we've got no nature runes, so let's go ahead and just pull some of these in here. I don't know why we didn't have any, but that's pretty much going to do it for this episode. And next time, you could probably just expect us to be doing the same thing, grinding in the game, trying to get closer to our goals. And I mean, we could kind of go over it a little bit. I feel like I'm pretty happy with my attack going into Fell Hollow. I feel like woodcutting, I'm happy. Construction, I'm happy. Runecrafting, I'd really like to see get to 1 million. I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll have to wait and see. Magic, I'd feel good about 200,000, but even 100,000 would feel like a accomplishment. Everything else, I think, except for cooking, I guess if I could get that to about 500,000 or even 350,000, I would be quite ecstatic, especially since how hard it is or how time-consuming cooking is. So anyway, we hope you guys are enjoying our content, and we're going to be making another episode tomorrow. So thanks for watching, and Legion Ruda out.